Hey everybody, it's Invaderzim here, and we're going to be doing another Starcraft 2 replay. This replay is going to be brought to us by Dutch Heathen, so thank you very much, Dutch Heathen. I do appreciate it. And so down here in the bottom left, we are going to have our blue Terran player, Chris Xavier, and of course down here in the bottom right, we are going to have the red Zerg player, Dutch Heathen. And the good lucks and have funs, or I suppose the have fun and good lucks and have funs have been sent out. And this is a very interesting game. I've watched this through once, so I kind of know what's going to happen, but I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. I just noticed some key factors that I thought would be interesting to point out, and from there I figured we would learn a little bit more about it. Now I would like to point out that I have the ability to fast forward through this first part a little bit faster. I will have to remember to slow it down, but the first part of StarCraft 2 games are always kind of dull, except for if you're, of course, you got a Zerg player, you got your crazy overlords running around. Unfortunately, pylons and supply depots, not the best scouters in the world. Although I will say, if you're on one of these maps that has an overhang, sometimes it's nice to stick maybe a pylon or supply depot out over here, far enough where they can't shoot at it, but back enough where you know that some crazy, funky teleporting business or no kind of craziness is going on. Always nice to know. Maybe see drops a couple seconds earlier, or whoever you're facing. Make sure there's no Nidus Worm tunnel things or any of that good stuff. So Chris Xavier is going to be throwing down his barracks. I'd like to point out also that down here I used to have a clock. The clock is gone for this one video, and this is up. Usually this wouldn't be up, and I think we're going to slow down our video at this point, because things will start getting at least semi-interesting here in a second, and thus we'll proceed into much more interesting things. But anyway, this is up because this is a really old replay. This is way back in August 2010, I believe, if somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. And apparently, whenever you replay something that's older, you have to use that old version of StarCraft. So that's interesting to note. And unfortunately, our buddy Dutch Heathen scouted the wrong way, but that's okay. At least he is scouting, and that is a good thing. I love scouts. Unfortunately, by the time he gets here, I think that there's going to be a nice solid wall off. And as for that, I should probably note, or we should probably note, that Chris Xavier has 2 gases up at 3:30, which is awfully early for 2 gas. Usually you don't have that, and this this drone decides that he's just gonna, you know, beat on the side of this wall, which honestly wouldn't have hurt anything. That actually would have made him repair it, and he would have had to use maybe a little bit of resources for that. But he probably knew that the Marine was coming out, and it was time to skedaddle out of there. So the first lings are coming out, and I'm gonna pull up the harvester count. It seems pretty darn even at the moment. 17 harvesters for Dutch, and 16 harvesters for Chris. I don't think that yeah, Dutch doesn't seem to want to get his second Vespian guys early, although Dutch does have map control. And here, my friends, is a pretty darn late scout who may want to run away from the Zerglings at any point now. That would be good. Oh, well, he tried to get him out of there. It is the thought that counts. Very close indeed. So we see a I guess yeah, that's a factory going up quite early. Maybe some tanks, who knows? We shall see. And then as for that, we're going to come over here and look and see how many Zerglings does Dutch have. He is 5 minutes in, and he already has 2, 4, 6 Zerglings, so he is definitely doing well on the army position, and got his queen out and everything, using that injection of the larva. And it looks like Chris is going to be making a starport. I suppose. So with that, he could make some medvacs or maybe a Banshee Rush. I don't know. And Tech Lab as well for his factory. That is probably the reason why he got his gas geysers early. I would imagine so. So he knows what he's doing apparently. And Dutch is going to be getting his layer up, which is a good thing. I love the layer. A lot of Zergs get stuck on forgetting to upgrade their layer, because you definitely need to upgrade your layer. Getting stuck with roaches and lings, not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. And Dutch is going to get his second geyser up at 610 or something to that effect. And it looks like we are going to get a floating factory with nothing at the moment. There we go. Alright, he is going to do, as most people would call it, the Destiny Cloudfist build if you're a Husky Star fan nerd person thing. If not, basically you just toss a Tech Lab up on your factory and then lift your factory and swap it out for your thing. And I would like to point this out. Look at this. This is what makes this replay so awesome. He is making a Raven at before 7 minutes in the game. I just think that that's the coolest idea ever. And he's also throwing up another starport. We are 7 minutes in the game and this guy already has a Raven coming out. How cool is that? I have seen Marine rushes. I have seen Zergling rushes. I have even seen Roach rushes. I have never seen a Raven rush before. I am most definitely interested in seeing this. And what even makes it better is that unfortunately Dutch at the moment doesn't really have that much in the way of anti-air. I suppose he has a queen, so it should be interesting to see how he deals with the Raven, if of course he plans to attack. He may just use the Raven for defense, I don't know. Who knows, or maybe he's anticipating that crazy early burrow? I don't know. I can't think of a reason why he would get the Raven unless he was going to harass with it. So hooray for Ravens! I love Ravens. So cool. All units that have energy are cool, and it looks like Dutch has finally decided to push out. Go, Dutch, go! And I think Xavier has decided that it is time to expand. He should be having an expo, which is a good thing. I love expos as well. And unfortunately he's supply blocked at the moment, which is not a good thing. But yeah, he's already getting that fixed up down here. And you may have missed this, I wasn't paying attention, but the Raven, he saw the Raven come across and he skedaddled on all the way back here. Wise choice indeed. So I kind of want to see how well this Raven does. If of course the Raven would like to go. He may be waiting for some more energy, I'm not really sure. It is a very, very viable thing to do. Ah, here we go. He decided that he is going to harass with this Raven. And I would like to point out a while back that when Dutch noticed this Raven, he noticed that there was no way that he was going to get out any kind of anti-air in time. He's already trying to get his Hydralisk din up, but not only did he try to get the Hydralisk din up, he knew that the fastest way to get anti-air would be to pop another queen out of there, and I would like to point out that he did that extremely well. And of course the auto turrets. No, run Raven! No! I wanted that to end so well for the Raven, just because that's just too awesome. I also think that would have worked better if he had gotten maybe enough gas to research his Seeker missile. Where's that at? Right there. And if he had researched that, and by the time he had gotten his Seeker missile over there, I wonder if you could Seeker missile rush someone. That would be very, very interesting. Think about it. If you could get one Raven over there, and you would absolutely decimate your entire enemy's mineral line with one Seeker missile, especially on a map like this, where there's a lot of open space back here, and there's not really anything he can do. So you would probably get that Seeker missile out about 8 minutes in, if you did it right. And I think that would be really, really interesting. I wonder if that would actually work. So, Xavier throwing up a bunker, because that is a lot of roaches and lings. That's not good. That's a lot of roaches and lings that are now inside of his base. And he's trying to unload it. Looks like he was going to go for a drop, but quickly decided against it, considering there's a massive army from Dutch inside of his base. Not a good thing. And the bunker got done, but unfortunately, when the bunker got done, all that was surviving was a couple of Hellions. And Dutch is going to kill his poor starports. What did the starports ever do to you, Dutch? Honestly, nope. He decides to leave the starports alone and go for the workers. Throw in some workers inside his command center, and like a pro, lifting it up, because we all know roaches can't shoot upward because they're failures at life and all that it entails. And he's making a Banshee. Actually making 2 Banshees, which would completely decimate this army. This army does not have anything that a Banshee couldn't take care of. He's also making some Hellions, which is good, but unfortunately Hellions aren't fantastic against roaches. They're really good against lings, though. And back at his base, just like to point out that he is already, like a champ, making some Hydralisks, which is a good thing. Yay for Hydralisks. It's always important that you macro up while you're attacking, even if it does look like if you're going to win. And he's got the Hellion in the medvac up here. Oh no, Hellion! Oh, looks like the medvac wanted to come back and pick up the poor Hellion, but it didn't. It's also stacking some Marines in here, which is a really good idea. I definitely like that. Picking up his buildings. Unfortunately, picked that one up a little bit late. Whenever Terran's buildings are on fire, they kind of explode. One of the downfalls in their planning of their construction. And so the roaches are forced to retreat at this point. So well done by Xavier. Well played. And he has still got this drone up here. Yay for having map control. And putting down creep tumors. I love creep tumors as well. And at this point, I would like to say that it would be nice if Dutch expanded, but at the moment he's probably thinking that, you know what, it's probably over, and there's not really much. Once I push out again, I have hurt him so bad that he is being forced. Although he does have an expo, which is, hey, you never can tell. Although he should have those guys out mining. Mining is a good thing for workers to do. He has got a Banshee and a Medvac and a Hellion and 4 Marines. What an army! It's a very differing army. I think he has like one of almost every unit of his early units. And you know, this Overlord just chilling out. He knows that there is no worries at all. Just chilling out there, making sure no crazy business is going down. Which I'm sure Dutch probably saw this going on, but at this point he decided that he was just going to run up with his roaches and hydralisks and regroup outside. And there's a little bit of harassing going on back here, but at the moment this is more of the big battle right here. And these Marines are trying their hardest to hold out. Go those Marines! And it looks like he may actually kill one of those queens. He does, I think, but unfortunately that's like 50 Hydros that just popped out of there, which is a bad thing. Not good. Come on, Chris. So at this point, Chris is still trying though. He is still trying. He has got hope. He has got a starport coming up. Man, he is going to make a Raven, and all is going to be okay. That's unfortunately, I suppose he gives up there. There's the GG. So, thank you, Dutch, for submitting this replay. I greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next replay. Thanks, and bye.